Feeling lost is one of the worst feelings that you can have. You got no direction, no clarity, just that constant feeling at the back of your mind that something in your life is off. And when most people hear that, they immediately think it's a completely bad thing. Like feeling lost means that you've failed, or you're behind, or that you're doing something wrong. But I actually think that is far from the truth. If you're feeling lost, stick around to the end because I'm going to give you guys the map that will help you to start finding your way. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk about is why being lost not a bad thing. And in short, it all comes down to just realization. If you're lost, you actually realize that something's wrong. You actually realize it. Like most people in life are just like autopiloting. They go to the 9 to 5, they don't think much of it. They come home, they watch Netflix, and then they go to sleep. And they don't think anything of it. They don't feel lost. They feel great, but they're not actually like growing. They're not actually like, they're just comfortable, right? And these people, they're just treading water. They're literally stuck in the middle of the ocean, and they're just treading water just for ages, for years and years and years. And they don't even realize that they're lost. To them, they're probably just in a pool in the backyard, but they're actually in the middle of the ocean. But if you feel lost, you know that you're in the middle of the ocean. You're gonna tread water just to stay afloat, but you're gonna frantically look around to try and get out. You're gonna see an island further down. You're gonna wave your hands in the air in hopes that like a helicopter or someone will come save you, because you actually realize that you're lost. You're not comfortable with your life. You don't want to be in the middle of the ocean. You need to get out and you need to get back. So that's basically what being lost is. And because you feel lost, it means you realize it, compared to the people who don't realize it but who are also actually lost. And you might be saying, well, what if people actually enjoy their jobs, right? Well, that's completely different. Maybe they've been lost before that, right? But there's a lot of people out there who are doing something right now that isn't meaningful to them. Maybe, you know, you got pressure from your parents, or maybe you just simply can't afford to pay the bills, so you have no choice, right? You need, like, there's certain things that people need to do in order to survive, which sucks. But that's what happens when people don't move toward meaning. Alright, and that leads to my next point. Comfort is the real trap. People like to blame that feeling lost is the trap itself, but that's not true. Comfort is the real trap. The problem isn't fear or failing, it's comfort. Comfort is what keeps people from questioning their life and trying new things, and even growing. Distractions like scrolling, entertainment, politics, everything just around is advertisements, consuming, buying products, everything is just distracting you, and it keeps you comfortable. You know, you come home from your 9 to 5, you have a deep passion inside your heart, but you're getting distracted, so you just go on Netflix, you scroll, and before you know it, you know, a few hours have passed and you got to get ready for bed to do it all over again the next day. So pretty much you're treading water, you're stuck in the middle of the ocean, you don't realize that you're actually stuck there, but you start getting comfortable. Maybe you get a tropical drink with a straw, you're sitting in a donut, the sun's out and it never goes away, it's nice and warm, and you're just kicking back in the ocean. Now you're not treading water anymore. You are now comfortable in the middle of the ocean, and you don't even realize. They're gonna be kicking, screaming, frantically trying to escape. Compared to someone who's comfortable, they're just chilling. They're just in the middle of the ocean. They don't have any intentions of leaving. So comfort is the real trap. Being lost is very good. It forces awareness and discomfort. And if you're lost, that just automatically means you are not comfortable with your life, and it will force you to grow. And that ties into my next point, is why being lost actually forces you to grow. So after you've actually realized that you're lost, it forces reflection. You start to think back, what do I enjoy to do? What did I used to enjoy to do that I don't do anymore? Or what did I enjoy to do as a kid? What were my passions? What were my hobbies? You really start to reflect, and you be honest with yourself as well. You start asking yourself, what am I avoiding? What is it that I actually want? And what am I doing just because everyone else does it or everyone expects me to do it? The discomfort from being lost is a wake-up call, not a failure. And feeling lost is the start of direction. Because you're lost, you are constantly searching. You are experimenting new hobbies, new jobs, new interests, new courses in university. You start experimenting. You start to get a sense of who you really are and what your passions are about. And even if you're in the middle of the forest or you're just swimming in the middle of the ocean, movement actually creates progress. Because think about it, if you're just treading water and you're just in the same position for your entire life, you're not moving, so you're making no progress. But if you are moving, if you're swimming, even if you're going the wrong direction, even if there's nowhere to go, you're still moving, and that actually creates creates progress, that builds character, that actually brings you towards something. And being lost is what will create that movement in the first place. That'll give you the initial spark, the initial motivation to actually move and find something. And whilst you're moving, you'll start to look around. Instead of just staring at, your legs when you're treading water, you start to look around. You start to see if there's helicopters in the sky. You start to see if there's islands nearby. You start to see if there's dolphins that will help you. I don't know. And you actually start noticing opportunities. You don't ignore opportunities anymore. You start to appreciate the little things, the dolphins that swim by you and give you a little boost. I don't know if that's how it works in Minecraft, at least. I don't know if that's real in real life, but that's besides the point. So you actually start to appreciate things. You take opportunities, you grab them, you try, you wave your hands at the helicopter, even if they will fly past you. At least you tried, and at least you're noticing that these opportunities exist, and you are just surrounded by countless opportunities, right? So that's also what feeling lost does to you. So for me personally, when I felt lost, I started this channel. At the time, I was watching similar videos like this, and I thought I could do this, right? I'm really passionate about self-improvement, and I'm really passionate about helping people. I reflected back to, I like helping people. Like, I've always wanted to help people, and I reflected back, I'm always trying to improve myself. I can do this. I have YouTube channels. I've got experience uploading videos. I can do this. So I took the opportunity and I changed. I literally built this channel purely because I was lost. And who knows where this channel will get me in like 10, 20 years time, right? So yeah. So we've gone over everything. Why being lost is important. Why being lost in life is needed and why it's necessary. Now let's go over the map. Some actionable steps that you can take yourself if you are feeling lost. So the first thing obviously is to realize that you're lost. Without realizing, you will never escape. You will never find your way back. And also to realize that it's a good thing. Don't beat yourself up over it. Don't feel bad. Don't feel like a failure. Don't feel like no one. Don't feel like a nobody. Being lost is exactly where you need to be, and it's a good thing. So be proud, right? Now the next thing is you need to stop waiting for the perfect moment. But you should never wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is always now, and the second best moment was yesterday. So stop waiting for motivation or, the knowledge to actually start something. Just start it right now. It doesn't matter where you are. Doesn't matter what your skills are. Just start right now. The next thing that you can do is to write down your passions. What passions did you have as a child? What passions did you have as a teenager? And what passions do you have right now? You might end up revisiting your old passions from when you were a kid, or you might, what are some things that you want to learn that you've been dying to learn right now? Like something, maybe you might have seen something or gotten inspired by someone, and that would have made you want to start, like maybe learning an instrument or whatever it is, maybe painting. So really take the time to reflect on what your own personal passions are. And my personal favorite exercise is I like to ask myself, if money wasn't a thing, what would I be doing every single day? Write those all down, and even write out your perfect day as well. The next thing that you can do is to read some books. Start learning new things. There is a lot of hidden treasure in a lot of books. The right book can change your life. So start reading books, start watching videos like these that will inspire you and motivate you. And also the most underrated, I'm gonna make a separate video about this. If you literally do not know what to do, you're just so lost, you have no idea, just sit down, stare at a wall for hours. Just spend hours staring at a wall. And by doing that, you are literally just unscrewing the lid on your mind and letting the thoughts just explode out. They've been trying to get out, but because you keep, scrolling, or because of work, because of school, the lid's just been stayed shut. But if you can open up that lid, honestly, that's probably the best thing that you can do. You will discover so much about yourself and what you want to do, what you're passionate about, or even just ideas. You might even end up thinking of the next freaking, I don't know, Tesla. You might even think how to create flying cars. And this is how most big innovators actually discovered things, just by sitting there with their thoughts. I'm pretty sure that's what Albert Einstein did. That's the guy who discovered DNA, or how DNA is structured. He just found that out from a dream. So your own mind is holding a bunch of secrets from you, and if you just unscrew it and let it loose, you will learn so much and you'll know exactly what to do. And the next couple things that you can do is to take care of your body. So, work out, eat clean, so you can remove some of that brain fog. The benefits are just out of this world with taking care of your health, and that might just be all it is. So yeah, get rid of the brain fog. You'll stop feeling sick all the time, and you'll actually feel energized, and you'll be ready to just take on whatever it is that you want to achieve. So yeah, if you're feeling lost right now, do not rush to escape it. Just start moving, even if it's slowly. As long as you're moving, that's all that matters. And at this very point right now, this might be the first time you're actually paying attention to your life. It's It's very important and it is very necessary to be lost. It matters more than you actually think. But anyways, that's the end of today's video. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure to chuck a like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.